Now look, if you've been following this channel, you probably saw the episode I put out about 2 or 3 days ago related to the Young Dolph trial. You know, when prosecutors tried to paint Hernandez Govan as the mastermind behind Young Dolph's unaliving. Now, at the time, the story was all about how Govan supposedly pulled the strings while others carried out the hit. Well, fast forward into now, and things have took a huge turn. The jury has spoken, and Hernandez Govan has been found not guilty on all charges. Look, y'all sit back and relax and stay until the end of this episode because we about to dive right in. Welcome back to another episode of Eyes Low, Belly Full. As y'all know, this marks episode 124. Now, for those who don't know, let me refresh your memory a little bit. Young Dolph was unalived in November 2021 at Makita's Homemade Cookies in Memphis. Now, prosecutors said that Govan wasn't the shooter. He was the person who ordered the hit. That's what prosecutors claim. And he was charged with first-degree red room and conspiracy to commit first-degree red room, with investigators pointing to text messages and calls as evidence. And if you don't know what red room is, I'm just pronouncing the word murder backwards. You feel what I'm saying? Just for YouTube purposes. So red room, look at the word backwards. You feel what I'm saying? Red room. That's what we're going to say. Now, this case made headlines everywhere, especially when we already knew shooters like Justin Johnson and Cornelius Smith Jr. were facing justice. And Cornelius Smith Jr. was actually the prosecutor's star witness. He testified that Govan hired him and tipped him off that Dolph would be at his Thanksgiving turkey giveaway that day. And I go deeper into that narrative in my previous episode that I was just talking about, where I went into details about how the prosecutors said that Govan wasn't the shooter. He was the one, the mastermind behind it and everything. That video will be in the description below. Definitely go check it out. Now, the defense, which was led by Manny Aurora, went straight at Smith's credibility, basically calling him a pathological liar, just trying to save himself. And they also attacked how the police handled the investigation, basically saying the evidence was sloppy and this whole case against Govan was built on weak footing. And after weeks of testimony, the jury only took about 3 hours to decide. They found Hernandez Govan not guilty of everything. So yeah, the man prosecutors once called the mastermind behind Young Dolph's unaliving walked out that courtroom a free man.
Didn't I tell y'all Hernandez Govan was going to be found not guilty in the murder for hire of Young Dolph? Huh? Didn't I tell y'all that? Unlike a lot of y'all viewers and content creators, I actually sat through the trial and listened to the evidence. And as I'm sitting there listening, I'm like, what this shit got to do with Hernandez Govan? This sounds like a bunch of shit the flunky ass shooters did. And then they dropped the call off in front of his house to try to tie him to the murder. But sadly, it wasn't enough. You niggas be crash outs. You niggas be flunky. So y'all heard it was a hit on the head of Young Dolph and the rest of the PRE niggas. Being hungry and desperate, y'all lurking through the streets to catch any and everybody, hopefully to receive a payday.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
No, that's not how murder for hire work. You gotta talk to the nigga that's actually putting the money on whoever head. Going through a middleman is always a setup for failure. You heard me? Y'all some flunky ass niggas for hearing about a hit and then go and carry it out as if it was concrete. It wasn't. He say, she say is circumstantial evidence. We need something pointing everybody to Young Dolph murder. If you ain't got that, everybody walk free. Yo gotta stay a multi-millionaire. Hernandez Govan get a big payday for staying silent through the trial. You know your gotta gonna pop him off. And now the rest of them niggas gotta do life, and that's what it is. For all the rappers who plan on knocking a nigga off, I say follow behind Yo Gotti. Let your word be strong enough to make some flunkies go do the work for you. You ain't never had to pay him. You ain't never had to meet him in the store.
Now, the reaction was instant. Govan's team celebrated, and his lawyer warned that this situation showed a bigger problem in our justice system, like people being held for years before trial based on questionable evidence. And of course, Dolph's family sat through all of it, still carrying out the weight of losing him. And this doesn't erase the other convictions. Justin Johnson, one of the shooters, he was sentenced to life in prison in 2024. And also you got Jamarcus Johnson. He pleaded guilty of helping after the unaliving, and he got probation. And then you got Big Jook, which is Yo Gotti's brother. The prosecutors allegedly linked him to a $100,000 bounty on Dolph's head. And we all know he got unalived back in 2024. You know, and also, of course, you got Cornelius Smith Jr., who testified, and he's still awaiting trial, I believe. You feel what I'm saying? This case still has more questions than answers.
Yo Gotti ain't gonna never go to jail for the murder of Young Dolph because Hernandez Govan covered all loose ends with these crash dummies, Cornelius Smith and the other alleged shooter. According to Cornelius Smith and his girlfriend, yeah, they both up there testifying against Govan. They claim Big Jook said he had 100 on PRE and divided amongst the members. So 20 over here, 10 over there, 5 on miscellaneous MPCs, etc. So then they began to lurk around Memphis, hopefully to catch one of these PRE niggas, but they ran in the Dolph, so they thought it was about to be a big old payday. But little did they know, Govan ain't even talked to Big Jook yet. So he was fishing for his own payment. He wasn't even sure Big Jook was serious about the hit. So Cornelius and them, after they did the hit, they became enraged because, you know, they pockets dry. They hungry. They looking for a way out the hood. And Gotti ain't paid his payment yet. So now Govan ducking him. You heard me? Govan ducking. I'm laughing because this shit's so funny. Govan went to getting low. Like, man, nigga, them crash out ass nigga. They shouldn't have never did that. We ain't see no paper yet. Them boys got so mad, they left the court they spent on Young Dolph in front of Hernandez Govan house to make sure he go down with them. But Hernandez lawyer so cold, he in court. Obi-Wan Kenobi and all that fuck shit. Now Cornelius and them in court looking stupid as hell because all the evidence turned to them and not Big Jook and not Hernandez Govan and not Yo Gotti. So even though all they ass in there singing like Anita Baker, nobody out of CMG gonna get convicted for this. You heard me? When I tell y'all the jury and the judge and the prosecutors in there looking at Cornelius and them like, how crazy and naive can you be to believe that a man was going to give you $50,000 and didn't even talk to you? Brava, Yo Gotti. Brava, because this is how you get it done. For all you niggas who claim y'all criminal masterminds, y'all ain't fucking with Yo Gotti because he is not going to jail. He signed Glorilla, he signed Zillionaire Dope, and he out here making multiple millions of dollars after the death of his arch nemesis. Rest in peace to Flipper, man, because you know I fucked with Young Dolph. I ain't want to see him dead, but the way they orchestrated this hit, they made sure it'll never come back to Yo Gotti. The true definition of a crash show.
So here we are. The man once called the mastermind is now free. But Dolph is still gone. A father. A community leader. You know, a rapper who actually gave back to his community. So his absence is still felt heavy in Memphis. And whether you think justice was served or not, this trial will go down as one of the most complicated and controversial cases in hip-hop history. Now, I want to hear what y'all think about this case. Do you think this was the right verdict or did the system fail? Go ahead and let me know in the comments below. And if this video resonated with you, go ahead and hit that like button. Give me a thumbs up and also subscribe and hit that bell notification for more episodes. I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. Peace.